Lincoln Riley job approval numbers are troubling. Sitting around 55% approval rating right now. Now, the hot seat rating is wildly detached. All of this is unscientific, by the way. The hot seat rating, they're not calling for his job. We're not even talking about it. We're not broaching that subject tonight. But the approval rating is shaky at best. And on one hand, there's this weird, like, downward trajectory, which has a lot of people flummoxed. You know how rarely I use that word. He took over a 4-8 team, and they go 11-3 year one, which turned out to not be the best of omens, because then he went 8-5, and then he fired everyone on the defensive staff, and now they're 4-5. So that doesn't look good. You know, if someone's watching that from the International Space Station and they can't see into the weeds, all they see is, and that's what it seems like. And some of the fan base feels that way as well. He didn't hire right in the beginning. Alex Grinch should never have been the defensive coordinator there. He should not have had the opportunity to come over there. That much is clear now. The problem is Lincoln Riley allowed it to happen. He is responsible for that. I cannot make excuses for the guy on that front. I will personally give him credit for hitting that dump button when he did. But I said when he made those decisions in spring or after last season, I said, it's going to take a while. I don't know if they have the patience out there for it. So do they? It's actually still a remains to be seen question there. Most, I think, still get what's happening. Most of the USC fans, I think, still understand that we're not thrilled with where we are. Like we're struggling to even make a bowl game this year. However, these aren't blowout losses. They've got 5 losses right now, and they were all one-possession losses, and they led in the fourth quarter of all 5 of those losses. Producer Jesse and I were looking through the box scores this year. They're like 6 plays, just 6 individual plays this year, where if you change the outcome on those 6 plays, we're looking at undefeated USC. So, yes, that's how this game works, and you get judged on results, but this isn't FSU. Like, FSU is getting torched, and they're not winning. USC is not getting torched. They're just there, and then they yank the carpet out from under you at the last minute. Well, that's not acceptable, but it's also indicative of a team that's not all that far away, and therefore there's no reason to torch the barn and kill the rats, as Meemaw would say, and start all over. But everyone's waiting on recruiting. Everyone's waiting on talent acquisition. They want players out there. They hadn't had enough of them, especially at certain position groups. They are, in 2023, coming off a top 10 recruiting class and a top 5 portal class. And they're top 20 in both in 2024, which is okay. It needs to be better at USC, but that's okay. They're sitting at 9th right now for the 2025 class. Now, I've noticed, and I think USC fans have as well, noticed that Lincoln Riley is trying to reach into the South. He's trying to go where the bigger bodies are. California does not produce enough high-quality O-line and D-linemen to compete for championships. Used to, I have not observed them doing that out there, which is not his problem. That's just something he has to deal with, and that means if you got to go elsewhere, you got to go elsewhere, but you got to be able to go get the players. I would much prefer, as they would much prefer, to recruit him out of high school and develop him, and all that's well and good. And defense has looked good this year. It's very obvious he made the right moves. They're starting a new quarterback this week. They've benched Miller Moss. I don't put it all on that kid's shoulders because he's been put in a pretty untenable situation because they hadn't run the ball very well. But all that's in the micro. The macro is there's still a lot of reasons to be optimistic, I think, in the long term, maybe even in the midterm. But in the short term, this sucks. And Lincoln Riley's job approval numbers probably in the mid-50s because of that. Big Ten standings, not great, not great. Oh, well, job approval could be better there, but don't worry, we're not talking hot seat at least.